Hey there, and welcome to the Daily Manchester United News Show. Let's dive into today's top stories. Jadon Sancho banished from all first team facilities at Manchester United, including the dining room. Manchester United attacking midfielder Jadon Sancho has been banished from all first team facilities, including the dining room, according to the Daily Mirror. The England international has been made to train with the academy players since action resumed after the international break for publicly calling out manager Erik ten Hag. Sancho has refused to apologize as he keeps insisting he has done nothing wrong for defending himself on social media after the Red Devils boss claimed he was not giving his best in training. As a result, he has been made to stay away from all first team facilities at the Carrington training base and forced to eat alongside academy players. The Man United forward is unhappy. He has been forbidden from accessing all first team areas, but sources at the Old Trafford club insist he will not be reintegrated into the senior squad if he does not say sorry to the Dutchman. An apology has not been forthcoming, and it remains to be seen if Sancho has plans to offer one, as he is yet to feel any rumors. Man United were willing to sell the 23-year-old during the summer transfer window, but a move to clubs outside of Europe did not materialize. A January exit is on the cards, and Roma manager Jose Mourinho is reportedly keen on bringing Sancho to the Serie A club. It appears the former Borussia Dortmund star has played his last game for the Red Devils, as there is no way back for him into the main squad if his attitude does not change. Sancho will not be short of suitors across Europe if he decides to leave Man United in January. The club will look to bring in a replacement on the wings as they are short of options in the position after Anthony was told to stay away until an investigation into allegations of physical assault is concluded. Ajax coach and football director disagreed over resigning Donny van de Beek this summer. Manchester United struggled to move first-team players on during the summer transfer window was a major reason behind manager Erik ten Hag not getting more players. The likes of Harry Maguire, Scott McTominay, Donny van de Beek, and Erik Bailly were all for sale with the Ivory Coast international eventually leaving on a free. The Dutch midfielder has endured a nightmarish spell since his arrival at Old Trafford, and his fortunes did not improve even with the arrival of his former Ajax coach. Such has been Van de Beek's fall from grace that he was excluded from United Champions League squad, and he is unlikely to see many minutes between now and January. The 26-year-old was linked with moves to Galatasaray and Fenerbahce, while the likes of Anderlecht and Lorient turned down the chance to sign the midfielder. United were so desperate to offload the Netherlands international that they were even looking at straight loan exit, with even Qatar being a possible destination. This was not what Van de Beek had in mind when he arrived in Manchester from Ajax after a fabulous season both on a personal and club level. The People's Person had reported earlier in the summer that Ajax were thinking about coming in for their former star, but it did not materialize. And now, AD via Sport Witness have claimed that the former football director was not in favor of resigning the versatile midfielder, while the manager of Ajax was open to the idea. Ajax have started the new season in poor fashion, and based on his displays for United, the 26-year-old would not have managed to make too much of a difference for the Dutch Giants. Whether a return to Ajax can reinvigorate the faltering career of Van de Beek remains to be seen. At this stage, United are willing to sanction his exit to any club that are prepared to pay the highest. Manchester United plan to hold discussions over a new deal for 20-year-old. Manchester United are reportedly keen to open talks with midfielder Hannibal Mejberi after the Tunisian made a positive impact against Burnley. Mejberi scored his first goal for the club last weekend during the defeat to Brighton and Hove Albion, and it seems the youngster has impressed Erik ten Hag. The Tunisian was rewarded for his hard work and was given a start against Vincent Kompany's side at Turf Moor and did not look out of place. The midfielder spent last season on loan at Birmingham City and was encouraged to remain at Old Trafford after talks with Ten Hag during the off-season, according to the Mirror. Hannibal, 20 years old, is out of contract in June, but United are expected to trigger their one-year option to tie him to the club until 2025. The report from Manchester Evening News says United will hold discussions with the midfielder. However, there is no rush. The club seemingly wants to see how Hannibal continues his progress before they sign off on a new contract for the 20-year-old. As well as this, Meshbury has reportedly leapfrogged Donny van de Beek to become United's alternative playmaker to Bruno Fernandes, having excelled during the club's hectic pre-season schedule. The midfielder joined the Red Devils from Monaco for a fee in the region of £8 million back in 2019, but hasn't really received the chances since that move. However, Meshbury now seems a firm fixture in Ten Hag's squad and could start another game today when the Red Devils take on Crystal Palace in the Carabao Cup. It seems the midfielder will be rewarded for his good start to the season for United if he keeps it up. Alejandro Garcacho has big point to prove versus Crystal Palace tonight. Manchester United winger Alejandro Garcacho has a big point to prove in the Carabao Cup third-round tie against Crystal Palace tonight. The Red Devils ended a three-match losing streak over the weekend with a gusty 1-0 Premier League win over Burnley away from home. Garcacho was an unused substitute. The youngster has now played just 20 minutes of normal time since the defeat at Tottenham Hotspur, with manager Erik Ten Hag likely to ring in the changes tonight. Garcacho should be one of the starters. He could replace Marcus Rashford on the left wing. The Argentine had a fine breakthrough season with the Red Devils last term, with 6 goals and 6 assists from 37 appearances in all competitions. It was anticipated that he could step up to the next level this campaign, but he has had a frustrating start with limited minutes since the Spurs loss. Garcacho has looked lively in his 3 cameos after the 80th minute, but he has not had sufficient time to make a goal contribution for the club. He may finally get the chance against Palace in the Carabao Cup third-round tie at Old Trafford. The United graduate may not be an assured starter in the Premier League as of now, but he has the opportunity to win back the manager's confidence. An assured performance with a goal or an assist tonight could improve his chances of more playing time in the top flight over the forthcoming weeks. The €25 million rated star is unlikely to replace Rashford when it comes to league games, but could urge Ten Hag to move the Englishman to the right flank to accommodate him on the left wing. Man United handed Mason Mount Boast ahead of Crystal Palace clash. Manchester United have been handed a major injury boost ahead of today's fixture against Crystal Palace, with Mason Mount stepping up his recovery from a hamstring problem. The Daily Mail reports that the England international is close to regaining full fitness and could mark his return to action in today's clash against Palace. Man United begin their League Cup title defense with a midweek encounter against the Eagles at Old Trafford in what is said to be a tricky tie for the faltering Red Devils. Mount's potential return could be a major boost for Ten Hag, whose side has been riddled with injuries or suspensions since the start of the season. Since completing his £60 million move from Chelsea, Mount has only managed 2 Premier League appearances for Man United after featuring against Wolverhampton Wanderers and Tottenham Hotspur. The 24-year-old picked up the hamstring problem in the 2-0 defeat to Spurs, and he has not kicked a ball for Ten Hag's side since, but is reportedly closing in on match fitness. After the injury problems Man United have faced this season, Ten Hag could do with some good news on that front. It also helps that Harry Maguire will be in contention for a place in the starting lineup after returning to training following an injury scare. Maguire had missed Man United's last 2 games but is now back in training with the first team squad and could make an appearance today. With Lisandro Martinez also sidelined, Maguire's absence forced Ten Hag to hand Johnny Evans his first start of the season in the 1-0 victory over Burnley over the weekend. The 35-year-old put in a solid shift to help Ten Hag's side earn a moral-boosting win while keeping a clean sheet, but they did not leave turf more unscathed, with Sergio Reguilon joining the extensive injury list. With all three left back options now sidelined, it's anyone's guess who would assume the role on Tuesday, but Maguire's return provides Ten Hag with an experienced option in the heart of his defense. Crystal Palace ace raves about a quick and strong Man United star who is not easy to play against. Crystal Palace defender Joachim Anderson has been talking up Manchester United summer signing Rasmus Højlund. Anderson plays alongside Rasmus Højlund at international level and has been impressed with the way his fellow Dane has started at Old Trafford. While there is some debate over whether Højlund should be rested for the midweek Carabao Cup clash, he is certain to start in the Premier League at the weekend. Højlund, 20 years old, has one goal for Manchester United to date, netting against Bayern München in the Champions League. Palace centre-back Anderson spoke to their club website about Rasmus Højlund and says he has been impressed with the Manchester United striker. He said, "He is a young lad with a good character, a lot of energy, and really good attributes. He is quick, he is strong, and he has a lot of energy. It's not easy to play against a player like him, and I think his start has been really good. He scored last week, so I am really happy for him." Anderson did add that he is looking forward to going up against Højlund and backs himself to do well. He added, "It's going to be fun to play against him. Hopefully he will score a lot of goals for our national team, but I think I can handle him in the games we are going to play against each other." Rasmus Højlund made his debut as a substitute against Arsenal at the start of the month and made an immediate impression, running Gabriel ragged. This week's opponent, Anderson, won't be caught unawares. He knows exactly what to expect from the Manchester United striker. However, as he points out, that won't make it any easier. Højlund has already shown himself capable of scoring on the big stage, and this week he is looking for his first goal at Old Trafford. He has only played at the stadium once so far, seeing the goal he scored disallowed. Manchester United monitoring progress of Valencia gem Figuera. Manchester United's biggest problem this season has been the lack of balance in midfield, with manager Erik ten Hag yet to figure out his ideal combination in the middle of the park. Now Marca have revealed that Valencia starlet Figuera is another player United are looking at, and it's easy to see why he is gaining admirers from all across Europe. The 20-year-old has made 10 appearances, with 6 coming from the start last season, but the midfielder has raised his game to new heights in the current campaign. Starting 4 out of 6 league games, Guerra has already registered 3 goals and 1 assist from midfield, where he has been deployed both as the holding midfielder and further up front. His impressive club form has seen him get called up to the Spain under-21 squad, and Valencia are aware that at this rate it will be difficult to hold on the academy gym for too long. The report reads, Figuera not only amazes in Spain, although Valencia is not competing in European competition, several clubs are already asking about the black and white midfielder. Among the agents and intermediaries who work with the English market, it's known that there is very close monitoring by 2 clubs, Manchester United and Newcastle. That was the report posted by Marca. The player had signed a contract extension last year, which is valid until 2027 and which contains a release clause of 100 million euros. However, considering Valencia's economic struggles, it can be anticipated that a much lower bid could be accepted, as seen from the summer sale of Yunus Musa to AC Milan. Musa also had a release clause of 100 million euros, but he was ultimately sold for 20 million euros, which will be good news for United. but Valencia are aware of this, and hence a need to rethink a new contract is already being anticipated. Ideally, United should try and always be at the front of the queue for all emerging talents, but whether Ten Hag wants a young player or a ready-made option will be interesting to see. As we wrap up today's Manchester United news, remember to stay tuned for daily updates right here on the channel. Don't miss out on the latest updates, so make sure to hit that subscribe button and give us a like if you found this information valuable. Your support means the world to us. Thanks for watching, and until next time, take care.